2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rate.
Welcome to Straight Talk TV, the show that cares about you, where the information comes from the people to the people. And here's our host, Tony Brown.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. We appreciate you sharing your gift with us and helping us get Straight Talk TV, the show that cares about you, where the information comes from you, the people, to the people. We appreciate you helping us get it out. People, I just want to say thank you to all the women today, past, and future for just being just as strong as you are, helping us to stay strong and carrying us through all of this. And that's no slight to the men. It's just what it is, what it is. And y'all all understand what I'm saying. So, quote unquote, is honoring Women's Month. So we're going to do that today. And again, we thank all of you that DM me, send me messages, say, can you do a show about this? Can you get the information about this? Our goal is to get the information from the people to you. So we're going to start the show. Again, welcome everybody as we honor Women's Month, which is every day. We're going to do it. So please stand in your heart and in your mind for the Black National Anthem, performed by Johanna and Steve McCoy.
Lift every voice and sing till like that heaven ring, ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let us march on till victory
Yes.
is won. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun, about the day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won. Is won. Is won.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead. Yes, let's march on to victory is won. It's a marathon, folks. It's a marathon. And we're standing on the shoulders of some beautiful, powerful people and women. And somebody's going to be standing on our shoulder. So it's a marathon. We're going to get right into the show. We have a young lady. She's an author. She just dropped her first book. Third book. That she's going to share a little bit about what her book is all about. She is a bilingual paralegal, studied in Japan. She's in the United States right now, and so she's blessing us with her presence. She has all those BAs, MAs, all that behind her name. She's a warrior. She's a studier, academic scholar. Please welcome Miss Precious Shepherd. I call it multi-millionaire. How you doing, multi-millionaire Precious Shepherd?
Hello. How are you?
Always too blessed to stress and serving the people. Thank you for blessing us with your gift. And I know you just moving around and sharing your gift with the people, blessing us. What you got going on? Share with the people. Share a little bit about your journey. I shared a little bit about you, a bilingual paralegal in Japan.
Bilingual. I went to school to become a bilingual criminal justice attorney, and then my life changed. And I
I,
went into counseling. Yeah. Oh God. I went into counseling, and so I am now. Well, I've been a psychologist for years,
yes.
amongst other things, and writing books and raising kids.
Sharing your gift. Now, I also touched on you have a BA, MA. Uh,
I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and a master's degree in psychology.
okay, for those that like to hear those alphabets behind people's names. So you know what she's doing, y'all. She has been on that journey. What you got going on? You got a new book, and let's share a little bit about this book.
The Magnetic Mind and Awakening of the Infinite You. It's mastering the law of attraction through the six higher faculties. I I like to share a little bit about the higher faculties that people don't even realize. Like there's imagination, intuition, the will, memory, perception, reason, and people will think that things like intuition, like that's just a word that we use, or imagination. That's just, it's just a word that we use. No, those are things. Those
Yes,
are those are things. You could be standing somewhere and and you could like, dang, I feel like somebody's, looking at me, and you could turn around and their energy is so strong
okay,
that it interferes or interjects with your energy, and that's what makes you turn around and look, and then follow with what. so
right.
but you can feel that, you can feel that, and people, the energy piece is real. You say it all the time, protect your peace. And you
Yeah,
don't let people, get in, mess with your energy. And that's a real thing. We can change. We were taught, years ago, that you work hard, and then you can play hard after you work hard, but you work really hard, and you really don't have to if you know how to guide and gird your life.
okay.
But we were raised with these ideas of how life should go. And everybody today's my father's birthday. Hey, he's
Yeah,
gone, but happy birthday to my daddy.
yeah,
But they did the best they could. But
absolutely, absolutely.
they didn't know that things, about neuroplasticity, that you can change your brain. I speak a lot on changing your paradigm. You have to change your paradigm. You can change the way that you think. And if you think I got money, I got money, I mean, I don't know, I just get money. And that is what you're going to attract. But keep on saying you got bills. And that's all you're going to see. That's all you're going to notice. So this book teaches you, and it has little guides in there and little study guides and things that you can play around with in there to help you learn to guide and gird. You are in control of your life and where you want it to go, and you can make it happen if you use the tools that we have. We don't know we have them.
Well, just go ahead and touch on a few of those tools. 'Cause I know the viewers are like, okay, what tool is she talking about? Okay, yes,
you know, um, Meditation is a
okay,
thing.
okay,
It is very good to meditate. It's very good to not touch your phone the first hour of the day. I am so busy doing so many things, like literally I'm up at I go to bed late, and I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning sometime, and the first thing I want to do is check an email and do that. That's not good to do,
yeah.
because that's when your brain is very
Take your time,
you
like they say in church. Yeah,
take your time. Your brain it's just now awakening. It's very tender, you know what I mean? So You want to be, you don't want to just wake up and immediately, I got to do this, I got to do that. I'm jumping on the email, I'm making this phone call. No, you need to take that first hour and put out in the atmosphere how you want your day to be. I'm going to have a good day. Being grateful is a thing. You know, you say, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that I got this. No, there's so many things to be grateful for. And so you say those, I say 10 things that I'm grateful for every day. Every morning you have to take the time. First of all, we got to learn how to sit with us and be with us, and it's okay to just be with us, be with yourself.
Okay.
That piece is so huge, because somebody always has to be with somebody. You always got to have a man, you always got to have the kids, you always got to have a, you know what I'm saying, you always got to have, no, 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 you can't do the things that you need to do in your life that's going to be productive unless you know yourself and know how to sit and be with yourself. you know Emotional intelligence is a thing, y'all.
Okay. Yes.
It is a thing. So
So
I can go on and on about that brain. So I'm a hush.
right. It's okay because that's what you're here for, to give the people the information. And what I appreciate so much is you take it and you share, you're simplistic with us so we can understand this process.
Yeah, a lot of times people will explain things, and I am extremely verbose, like a lot of folks, but I try to make sure that I'm meeting you where you're at,
Yes.
and they make it so complex. Don't do that. Let people know exactly what they need to do in layman's terms, you
Yes.
know, and because it's important, it is so important to know that you have the ability to change your life. When I tell you, I when I first started with this is many years ago, I I I tested this theory because I was like, whatever.
Right.
I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
And I would say checks in the mail, checks in the mail, checks in the mail. Every day I would just say checks in the mail. And I promise you, I go to, it was, some months later,
Uh-huh.
and I find a check from a bank. I guess I had money in this bank that I had been in Japan, I had been all over the place, and they sent that check here in Texas. I was
Check in the
like,
mail.
first of all, how did you find me? That's
Right.
the first thing.
Yeah.
And I could not believe it that it literally, if these are the things that you're thinking and you're putting out there, even it's just changing your verbiage. Sometimes I say, I used to say, followed with some words I probably shouldn't use, and just, I have to go to work today. I'm in
Right.
my feelings about it.
Right.
Now I say, I get to go to work
Get to.
today,
Yes.
instead of I have to go to work. I know that we all know we're going to get lights, gas, water, trash, sewage. We're going to get those bills. They're going to come. So what are we talking about them for?
Right.
We need to talk about money. And I'm telling you, money will come.
Okay.
It just comes, and then I just blow it, and then it just comes again. But
You start putting it about check in the mail again.
but another check in the mail, please and thank you.
Right.
But but just changing
Yes.
the way that you're thinking, and changing your process, your thought process. Um, Mindset is another something that you hear loosely, but no, that's a real thing. You set your mind to believe something, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Mhm.
Exactly what's going to happen, because it's the law of attraction. You know what I mean? What you put out, that is what you're going to get. And you'll notice that people will start moving around
Okay.
other places and moving, because sometimes you're on such a higher frequency that these folks right here, they just didn't make it, baby. They just didn't make it, and it's okay.
They just didn't make it,
They
and they
just
don't,
didn't make it.
and they don't understand it as well, huh?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Um, and if they just take a little bit of time and study, even if you know what, if you get up in the morning, take the first 30 minutes and sit with you, and do whatever rituals that you do, that I'm grateful for, whatever prayer, whomever you pray to,
Yes.
and then just take some time to just write down some things that you want, and then just focus on those things that you want, and they will come.
They will come. They will come.
They will come.
And do you suggest that a person like journal this down, or
You can.
they can? Yes.
You can journal. Um, I like writing things down. The problem with me is when I get up and at night, I usually have like a notebook that sits right next to me because of things that come to me. That's usually when your gifts start flowing to you. Everybody has a certain time. Mine is like between 3 and 4 in the morning, and I'll get these things. And but sometimes I'm writing like on little stickies, and then where did I put the sticky? And then I have stickies everywhere. They're just all over the place, and a little bit over here, and then oh, I wrote this on the back of the light bill, and so so try to have you a nice place where you can keep everything, and if you can just sit with a little notebook and put it by you, where you can just write things down as they come, and just like imagination is one of the higher faculties. And we would used to joke around, younger, you just got a wild imagination. Well, that's an amazing thing to have, because it's in here first. Once you get it out of your head and get it down on paper or wherever, now it's from here to here. Now you can help that manifest. You got to get it, but that it starts with the imagine. Somebody thought, oh, it'd be really nice if I could just find something to wrap my hair up with so it's not in my face. Somebody came up with a rubber band. That was somebody's imagination, you know. It's somebody came up with, you know, how nice it will look if you polish the nails these colors, that started with just a thought, a dream, you know what I mean? And you put that down on paper, doesn't matter what it is. You guys, this is my third book I've written. I wrote two last year, I published in the same month. And I did it the way I wanted to do it because I wanted to show that you don't always have to have a publishing company. You don't always have to have, you can do these things on your own. And guess what? If it's not perfect, it's finished. It's checked off your box. You did it. You can publish on your own. And I said a whole bunch of those words. I needed to really read my other book because it was hard. It was hard, but I did it, and you can do it.
Do it. Now, this is, first of all, what, your father's name?
Rex Middleton.
Middleton.
Yes.
I know Mr. Rex Middleton.
Middleton. Yes.
Proud
Yes.
now, and a shout out up to him. Now, it's Honoring Women's Month. Just touch on a woman that you would like to honor. Just send that, as you said, that energy out.
Gosh, there's so many. Actually, my mother's birthday was March 9th, my sister March 12th, and then my dad today. So this is a kick in the stomach for the week because they're all gone, And so, but I would like to honor my mother and my sister. She when my mom passed, I was in the right towards the end of my master's degree, and my professors were saying to me, hey, this is tough, and you could stop. And I could hear my mother say, well, what did you expect? For people to live forever? People live to die. I would tell her sometimes, I would say, I don't want to go to work, Mom. My friend passed away. Yeah, you ain't gonna go to work because somebody died. Don't ask me for no money next week. She was just like, she was a realist. If something needed to be done, she would do it for somebody, and you'd never hear about it. She was a giver. My mother was a giver. Now she kept, like with her kids, she kept giving to me. She gonna talk about you now. She go, but just that she taught me perseverance.
Yes.
To just, and you just keep going, and it doesn't matter what somebody says or what they do. And my sister Rita was the same way. She didn't care what anybody thought. She just pushed for what she wanted. And two amazing, amazing women. Two and don't think that Annabelle wasn't easy on you. You know, she wasn't easy because she felt like, you know, we as a people, you have to.
Have to.
You
Yeah.
know, you have to do it. There is no I can't, you
Yeah.
know, or we didn't get to say it in the house, I can't do that.
Oh, beautiful.
No, you're gonna do that and right now.
Right.
And so that's why I push. I'm super exhausted a lot of times, but I just keep going. I keep going. If I'm hurting, I keep going. If I'm tired, I keep going. I raised 10 kids and I keep going.
Yes.
And I learned that from my mother and my older sister. Amazing, amazing women. My mom was an entertainer as well. My mom and dad sang for the King and Queen of England.
Yeah.
We have a lot of entertainers in our family. My father put the 50 mentions together. He was one of the original ink spots, you know. So
That's beautiful.
come on, the Middletons was something else. They were something else. So
Shout out to Miss Annabelle. Miss
I
Annabelle
mean, that Annabelle, that was her.
doing.
Pow! She let you have it.
Give us the name of the book, where the people can get it, and then I'll, because I know you're busy, and so we really appreciate you sharing your moments with us.
Amazon, it's on Amazon. The Magnetic Mind, An Awakening of the Infinite You. And at the bottom, it will say Mastering the Law of Attraction through the Six Higher Faculties. You can just look it up too by Precious Shepherd.
There you go. Appreciate it.
And that's Shepherd, like the dog, Shepherd.
Appreciate you, Dr. Shepherd, and just sharing your gift with our people. We really appreciate you. Please let know that Straight Talk is your platform. And people asked us for information, and we said we'll get it from the people for the people. And we appreciate you. Yeah.
I did want to offer the first three people who say, you know, that they want the book, I will send the book for free.
There you go, folks. There you go. You heard it from Shepherd. Okay, Miss Shepherd, Dr. Shepherd, multimillionaire. We appreciate you. Be blessed. Thank you. Thank you. When we
You
come,
as well.
thank you for just what you're doing for them. Appreciate you. Have an awesome, blessed day. Thank you. People, you heard it from Dr. Shepherd. She said where you can get the book from. And she said the first three people. She's going to bless you with a gift. Okay, we're going to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we got a young lady that's going to share her gift with you. As they say, used to say, don't chase that down. But I say, don't push that pad. Don't swipe that phone. See you on the other side. Just a few moments. If you're just joining us, again, we thank you for joining Straight Talk TV, the show that cares about you, where the information comes from the people to the people. It's a marathon, people, and it's a blessing just to be on your phones, in your house, on your TVs, on your pads. Listen, all this now, we used to say just to be on the TV, but now we on your phone, we on your iPads, we traveling with you, we're podcasting with you. Thank you. We appreciate, we don't take it for granted that you allow us in your space to share the gifts from the people to you. We have a young lady coming up. This is a powerful young lady. She is from senior at Clackamas High School. She has a 3.8 GPA. Strong commitment to leadership, serving the community. And she's a poet in her own right, but she's going to share a special speech with us. Please welcome Avia. Did I get that right? Avia? Ava.
So close. Ava, there we go.
Yes, Ava, thank you so much for joining. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Truly a pleasure. And I want to say, because quote, quote, unquote, that is Women's Month, we honor you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Share a little out with our viewers who you are and what's going on in your life. And then we're going to get to the powerful speech that you have.
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Ava Simone Cabine. I'm a senior at Clackamas High School. I am an artist, a creator, a performer, and my home is on the stage. I have been acting and performing since I was in 3rd grade. If you couldn't believe it, I used to be a very shy kid, but my mom was like, girl, you don't get on the stage and start talking. And then I never stopped talking. So it's a little back and forth.
Now you have a double major?
Yes. Well, I have a major and a minor. I was accepted into the illustrious Spelman College, the #1 HBCU and #1 women's college in the United States.
Wow.
I'm going to study business economics on the pre-law track with a minor in theater and performing arts because I will become an entertainment lawyer to make art more accessible to all people of color.
You know what? We just had a doctor on, Professor Precious Shepherd, and she said, speak things into existence. And I heard that. I heard it. I caught it. You said you are going to be.
I will.
Yes, you will. I like that. How was it working on with the Black Student Union, the Honor Society? Share a little bit about that.
Okay, so I am a big believer in do a lot and learn a lot. So I have do everything I possibly can. I am a leader in my school's Black Student Union. I have held freshman year to senior year class representative, as well as junior year, I was our social media chair. I have been a member of National Honor Society since sophomore year, as well as the North Clackamas Youth Equity Council, and and Jack and Jill of America, Portland Willamette Valley chapter. Let's go. I have held multiple positions there as well. So I do a lot of leadership work in my community and my school.
You've been a chair on a couple of committees too, legislative and protocol.
Chair? Yes, that was Jack and Jill. I was freshman year, I was chaplain. Then I was foundation chair, then legislative chair, and this year protocol chair because I guess my fashion is just that cool. Gotta dress everyone else up.
Okay. You do a little hip hop jazz too as well, right?
Yes, I have been dancing since before I could talk. It was dance, then the stage, then talking, from what I was told. So I've done jazz, ballet, tap, as well as competition dance. I did competition dance for about 2 years until I took a step back to focus on school. And I am currently serving as dance captain for my school's production of Addams Family.
Oh my goodness. We get a clap praise to you. Now, from my understanding, you have a speech that you want to share with the folks?
Yes, that'd be amazing. So for this speech, I ran for Rose Festival Princess. I did not get it, but the girl who got it is absolutely amazing. But I really felt connected to the speech they had us write. The question they presented us with was, what do you imagine for your community? And one thing about me is I'm a poet. So in every speech I will ever give for the rest of my life, there will be poetry in it. Okay. So if you allow me to give the speech to you, I would really appreciate it. Good morning. The sun on my skin, the music in my ears, fearless. That's how I feel. The colors in my skin, complemented only by the gold on my ears. Stunning, that's my smile, wide as the lakes and long as the Nile, deep as the comfort I feel when I wake and shake the pressures that hold me down. I'll be myself until the sun goes down. That's what I imagine, no, envision for my community. I take pride in being myself. Bright colors, big earrings, that's who I am, and yes, as a society, we've done a lot to become more accepting, but along the way, we're losing something. Individuality and acceptance means nothing when everyone's the same. Same hair, same shoes, same Instagram profile picture. You know, the blurry mirror pic or the baby photo. No in between. Even at school, we sort ourselves into categories, same friends, same clubs, same neighborhood streets. We grow up around each other and know our faces, but never our names. It's as if we're afraid of being seen, terrified of being perceived. My generation's biggest fear is standing out. But what I envision for my community is different. I see a place full of love and acceptance where every day you walk out with self-confidence and the comfort of knowing you truly belong no matter where you are. Now, I'm a girl with big ideas, but I have a plan. It's simple. Self-identification starts whenever you choose. So choose today. Wake up, greet the world with a smile, and say good morning to everyone you meet. Introduce yourself. Hi, my name's Ava. See where it leads. See that builds self-confidence. And self-confidence builds personal identity. And personal identity creates the most beautiful community that I can imagine. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you. What motivated you? I mean, though there was so much there. What, what motivates you? People are like, what moved her to put that together?
I have been very grateful to be raised in an environment where my parents 100% supported me. Like my dad's behind me recording me right now. Hi, Dad. My parents have always supported me and always have allowed me the room to be myself and be creative. And I realized at a young age that I'm a bit different than everyone else, that I stand out a bit more. But my parents have encouraged me to be comfortable in that. And I just wish that everyone got that same experience. Because there are so many people who are just so scared of being who they are, dressing how they want to dress, saying what they want to say because they're worried that they're going to be seen as weird or outlandish or they're not cool enough to do what they want to do. And I'm like, do it anyways. I mean, as long as you're not hurting anybody and as long as you're being authentic to your true self, do it. Say hi to people, meet new people, explore your friend groups. And my parents were amazing and raised me that way. And I just hope to give a bit of my life experience and my energy to everyone.
That's what you want to. Now, you said you're going to Spelman. Now, I know those schools. Well, I don't know, but I assume. I'm not going to assume. I know they are expensive.
Yes.
Fundraisers going on. Talk a little bit about if you got a fundraiser, how people can help.
I actually do have a GoFundMe that I sent the link to the amazing editor. So if you guys want to see me at Spelman and support me, possibly see me on the stage, no, you will see me on the stage in the future. Any
Yeah.
donations would be amazing. Spelman is a very expensive school, and I'm doing my best to make sure I can go there and do the best I can to get back to my community.
Okay.
So any donations appreciated.
Absolutely. Make sure you get that link to us so we can get out to the viewers. And because however we can bless you to continue your gifts, sharing with the world, we're obligated. I mean, if we have to do this, we're standing on the shoulders. Now someone here is on our shoulders, and we need to just bless her any type of way we can. And I mean, we'll just put it out there for the people, that energy out there.
Yes.
Now, if you would, I know it's a lot when I ask ladies who's inspirational to their lives. Could you share that with us? Who inspired you?
There are
And
so many people who have inspired me. I've already talked a bit about my parents, but they were very supportive and very amazing and raised me to be the amazing person I am today. But another person who has inspired me much more than I think I even realized is actually Josephine Baker. I am a part of a woman run and woman owned Black theater program in Portland, Oregon, World Stage Theater. Shout out to them. And I've been a part of that production since I was about 9 years old. And 2 years ago, I actually took over playing the part of Josephine Baker in that production.
oh my goodness.
And so that has held like a very big impact on me in my life. And before taking that role, I've seen the older girls do that part so many times. I kind of had fixated on how I was supposed to do it. And my director told me, Ava, if you don't stop copying these people and start being creative. And I was like, okay. So I went back, I got my computer out, I did some research, and I learned. She
Yes.
was an amazing person, a fighter, a spy, an activist, an artist. She spoke out for people. And what stood out to me the most was she left. She left the US when she felt that she wasn't being treated fairly. And in that time, I found myself in a situation where I don't believe I was being treated fairly. And I was struggling to find the courage and the self confidence to leave and stand on my own 2 feet. And she has inspired me to do that and inspires me to still do that today. If I find myself in a space where my talent and who I am are not being valued, I'm gone.
Oh my goodness. Yes, yes. See, and that's if you can, and I appreciate you sharing that about Miss Josephine Baker. Some words for the young viewers or the viewers. Well, for the young at hearts, what I call the elders. I bought it from former President Barack Obama. He used to use that a lot, and I thought it was so powerful to say young at hearts. Some words, some motivation, because you're so full of words and meanings and energy. you would say to them right now, particularly speaking to our quote unquote young people today and women?
Okay, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because I do talk a lot. But one thing that I was told in
Ava,
middle, yeah.
something they say in church, take your time. Go ahead.
One thing that was told to me very often when I was younger is that the world does not revolve around me. And yes, I mean, up to agreement, I mean, me personally, but yes, the world does not revolve around me, but my life always does. And my middle school counselor told me that when I was having a pretty hard time with like self identity. And she was like, listen, be yourself. The world may not revolve around you, but your life does. Do what makes you happy, choose the right path for you. And I've taken those words with me every single day. So if I could give any advice to someone, do what makes you happy and do what's going to bring you forward in life.
Oh my goodness, we just appreciate you so much. I know you're busy. We just thank you for just taking a moment out of time. And that young man behind the camera, we appreciate you, sir. We appreciate you. Much love, much love, and we appreciate you. And I know you're proud of this young lady. And Straight Talk is your platform. Whatever we can do, when we could do it, just let us know. And it's your platform because we say it comes from the people to the people. People, we are powerful. We see it happening right before our very eyes. Thank you so much. Any events coming up that you want to share? We got the GoFundMe page. Make sure you get that information to us.
Yes, there
Please.
is the GoFundMe, and sometime in the I want to say May, my school is going to be doing a production of Addams Family where I'll be dance captain. So trust the dances are going to be very good. I'll send that poster out as soon as I get it.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Be blessed. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
The GoFundMe page so people can know.
Yes, I'll send it to you guys right now.
Appreciate it. Be blessed. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day. And please, 'cause I know you will, stay on that positive journey and sharing your gift with the world.
Always. Thank you so much.
Ladies, you just heard it from a powerful young lady. Take care. She is just powerful. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. When we come back, it's another young lady. She's a powerful young lady too, as well. As I say, don't swipe that pad, that phone. You know how they can swipe and go to the next. Don't do that. Stay right here. We'll see you on the other side. Again, everybody, if you're just joining us now, you can catch the show on YouTube and Facebook. But right now it's live on both those stations and we're live on your iPad, your phone. But thank you. We do not take it for granted. It is a blessing that you just allow us and permit us in your space. Quote unquote is Honoring Women's Month. And we have a young lady she's a motivation, she's an author, and she just has a wonderful energy and gift about herself. Please welcome Miss Tamika Herbert. How you doing, Miss Tamika?
Greetings, Tony, and your audience. Greetings.
Share a little bit about who people, I always ask people to send me their bios and I look at them and I read them and it helps me kind of know who the person is and share. But I also want you, the viewers, to hear from that person as well. So just share a little bit about who you are and your journey.
Of course. Well, my name is Tamika L. Herbert. I am the owner of Tamika L. Herbert LLC, where my mandate and mission is to infuse humanity with hope, agape, and liberation. I was born and raised in Panama City, Florida. So yes, I am a Southern girl if you hear that drawl. Yes, that's me. Now residing in the Portland, Oregon area.
Yes. Now, you also author of a book as well, right?
Yes, I am an author of a book. We talked about that several months ago, so thank you for having me back. My book is called Conquer the Fight of Life, which you can find that on Tamika L. Herbert's or Amazon as well. And that book is based on a struggle,
Yes.
which that's part of the reason I'm here today to talk to your audience and talk to your viewers. And that struggle was a diagnosis that was hit me out of the blue of a cancer diagnosis. And it is my memoir book.
But talk a little bit about that. That's it. Yes. Talk to,
Definitely,
talk to,
definitely. Yeah, thank you, Tony. Conquer the Fight of Life, like I said, is based on a struggle. Okay. And breast cancer was the catalyst that positioned me to move and to think differently in life. Breast cancer was the catalyst that it crumbled the immaculate tower of Tamika Herbert, because today I'm Tamika L. Herbert. But breast cancer crumbled that immaculate tower. I had everything together, wearing that nice mask and that facade, emotionally was just very distraught and discombobulated. And I'm very grateful for breast cancer because that struggle did a lot for me, which has aided me to move forward in bringing forth that hope, agape, and liberation to humanity to infuse them with that.
you said something that's very powerful. And I know a lot of times when people hear someone say, I'm grateful for, share with that. I mean, to say that you was grateful that you had breast cancer, people like, how could you be grateful? But speak to that. Yes.
I definitely will, yes. Again, because breast cancer was the catalyst for me to totally annihilate that facade, that immaculate tower of Tamika Herbert. And it was the catalyst that knocked that down. And in the midst of the ruins and the rubble of that Tamika Herbert that was knocked down, I uncovered something, and I uncovered my brokenness. And when I uncovered all of that rubble, it positioned me today where there's a a structure, right? There is a framework that I talk about that's called RUES, RUES. RUES is a framework where there are a lot of us dealing with various struggles in our life, and we act as though everything's together. We're busy going here, going there. We're busy helping everybody else, but
Yes.
not ourselves. And that was me. So with RUES, breast cancer, and me saying I was thankful for breast cancer, it positioned me to think about the framework RUES. And RUES stands for relationships, unforgiveness, expectations, and structure.
Hmm.
Yes. What RUES is about is based again on structure. The most influential relationship that impacts all other relationships is the relationship we have with ourselves. I'm talking from experience. And that, unfortunately, is the most overlooked relationship in our lives. We can know what we really think about ourselves by our internal dialogue. How are we speaking to ourselves? Right? And the way that impacts us, because again, it's our internal dialogue, it affects all other relationships in marriage. Communication is a big struggle, not just in marriage, but just in every facet of our lives. And when we get to the point where we deal with the internal dialogue we have with ourselves, it will help us to get over that hump of the struggle we have with ourselves as well as the people around us. You Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Okay. I want to make sure your audience understands the framework of rules as well as you, Mr. Tony, right? But you is unforgiveness. There's a process called the lithification process in geology circles where there are pebbles, and then there are layers with those pebbles, and then there's pressure and a stone comes about.
Yes.
That is the lithification process. We also have a lithification process internally within ourselves. The pebbles, offense, resentment, bitterness, and guilt, and then the layers of experiences we have, and as time progresses, and then the pressures of life just fortifies all those life circumstances, and it develops into the stone of unforgiveness. And that unforgiveness keeps us bound. Those people that we're harboring unforgiveness against, they're living their lives, and we're just the puppets in their lives. But today, I'm giving scissors to everybody under my voice to cut themselves from those strings and letting other people be their puppet master.
Oh.
The pebbles of pain were never removed, and hence that's where the struggle of unforgiveness comes about. E is expectation, Mr. Tony. That's where a struggle comes about when we have expectations we place on ourselves, expectations other people place on us, and then the expectations we place on ourselves. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves, did the people we held expectations to, did they ever display the capacity to meet those expectations?
My goodness, yes.
I had to ask myself that, Mr. Tony, in the midst of breast cancer, when I expected people to be there for me because I was there for them with different things, but did they ever display that capacity? I had to look inside myself, Mr. Tony. That's E. S, the other thing that keeps us stuck in our struggle is structure. Because too little structure is chaos, and then too much structure is that illusion of control. That's another thing that keeps us stuck in our struggle. And this is why I am grateful for breast cancer. It was the catalyst that positioned me to come to this and see how relationships, unforgiveness, expectation, and structures keep us stuck in our struggles.
Goodness. That was, I know the view, I know the viewing audience is just like, that is so simplistic but powerful. Because, like you said, because of breast cancer, it opened that, it took, I guess it took you to another level, I guess you could say. Changed the energy, yes.
It did. It changed something I talk about is my internal infrastructure.
Okay.
Infrastructure is when you have different systems that are put into place to help an area to function. The systems that I had before, it looked like Tamika was functioning, but she wasn't. They were not beneficial to me, really. And breast cancer and RUBS, it helps to demolish our internal infrastructure so we can start the rebuilding. And the rebuilding that breast cancer gave me is why I am starting an experience called Conquerors Gathering, so that Conquerors Gathering can be that place. It can be the catalyst for those people struggling in relationships, struggling with unforgiveness. They're struggling with expectations, and they're struggling with structure. Because of what I experienced and went through, it helps me to give to gain. That's one of the themes of Women's Month, right? Breast cancer gave me something to where now I am entitled. It is my mandate for what it gave me, that I am to give it to others so that they can gain the reworking of their internal infrastructure as well.
Well, your journey, we appreciate it. We appreciate just the moment in your life that you are sharing with us. And personal. I mean, some people don't want to talk about, breast cancer and how it affected them, but you have just brought us into that space that we can feel, hear, and see you and what you're expressing to us. It's a
Yeah.
blessing. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tony. I appreciate that. And yes, that's where I am right now. Conquerors Gathering is an experience where for those people that are in the midst of a struggle, they're coming out of a difficult season, or you're simply ready. You've noticed patterns. It doesn't matter if you go to another job.
Yes.
It
Yes.
doesn't matter if you move to a new city. It doesn't matter if you get a new boo. Same patterns, Mr. Tony. I'm talking from experience, honey. We can talk about the plethora of males.
Yes.
We can talk about, see, I have no shame,
Yes.
the numerous extramarital affairs as a single woman. We can talk about those things. But now that I am free from all that, I have no shame or condemnation to myself. Regret? Yes, but struggle is here not to destroy us. Struggle is here to teach us a lesson. But we have to open the door, let struggle pull up, make some coffee for struggle. No struggle, don't tell me what Betty doing down the street. Come in here and talk about me. What are you trying to show me and teach me so I can really live a life where I'm optimizing instead of wearing that mask?
Oh my goodness. You have any events coming up that you want the people to check in, chime in?
Yes, I do. Hopefully, you received my flyer where people are able to scan the QR code for Conquerors Gathering. Conquerors Gathering, again, is where you will uncover how to employ emotional fortitude for personal growth. You'll receive tools to obtain your peace and joy amidst life struggles and strategies to build stronger, more authentic relationships in your life. The cohort begins this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. If you scan that QR code, you will get all of the information. And then Conquerors Gathering, again, this is the place where struggle may be a part of our human experience, but remaining stuck in your struggle doesn't have to be your human experience. So all of us have struggles. We're coming together to aid and assist one another to do that internal reworking of our infrastructure regarding struggle.
Oh my goodness. And I want to give a shout out to the engineer. He was right on it. He put it right on up for us. Get it to the people. Steve, appreciate you. Miss Tamika, we got it out there. We're going to give it to the people. The, the title of that book again, so people can go and check that out too. And
Definitely. Definitely. It is Conquer the Fight of Life, which is what we will go through in Conquerors Gathering, that memoir. You can go to TamikaLHerberts.com. If he puts the QR code back on there, you'll scan it because it's part of my website. Or you can go to Amazon, Conquer the Fight of Life, Tamika L. Herberts. I'm on all the socials as Tamika L. Herberts.
we appreciate you, Miss Tamika. Just sharing your gift and bringing us into your space. We got the code up there. And remember, Straight Talk TV is your platform. And I appreciate I called and said, could you do this for the Women's Month? Can you come back on and share? Because I was getting feedback from people. So I said, my duty is to call, to make the call. And you received it and you blessed us with your presence. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Straight Talk is your show. So whenever you want to talk to the people, let us know.
Thank you so much for having me. And may I share the people that I want to thank, the women I want to thank? May I do that?
Come on, yes.
This may be odd, but I thank the women on that job who called me out my name, who were continuously gossiping about me, who during a tumultuous time in our world during the George Floyd murder and the emails, they were putting all lives matter. I want to thank the woman who called me out of my name from the pulpit. I want to thank the woman who gossiped about me because all of those people showed me how all of us are broken. It doesn't matter what your age is, your socioeconomic status, or your race. And because of those people, and I just saw their pain and their brokenness, it propelled me to be more empathetic towards people and to say humanity needs to be whole. We need to be healed across all ethnicities, socioeconomic statuses, and that's what they did for me. So I honor and thank them for making me who I am today.
And look at her now.
Look at me now.
Have a blessed day, okay? Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
These people, if you just joined us, we just heard from Miss Tamika Albert Herbert, and she's an author, but she has a program going on. We're gonna put the Q code up there. It's gonna be on our website, the social media. Q code, take a screenshot of it. All the information is there for you people. We have a young man, he's gifted, and he's gonna share his gift, but there's some women in his life that got him to the point where he wanted to be. We'll see you on the other side. Don't swipe that phone. Stay right there. We'll see you on the other side. Thank you. Yes, people, thank you again. If you just joined us, this is Straight Talk TV. It is the show that cares about you, where the information comes from you, the people, to the people. And we're powerful people. It's a marathon. This is Honoring Women's Month. We have some young ladies that's been honoring their special gifts with us. Well, we have a young man that's going to speak to you about his gift, but also the women that inspired him, motivated him. But he has a product that's going on too. He has a gift. Please welcome Mr. John Lewis. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm too blessed to stress. I tell people, serving the people, because Miss Tamika said something. We're obligated to do this. We're obligated to take the gifts that we have and share with the world. And I just appreciate the platform that I've been blessed with to open it up to the people. Let's talk a little bit about, like I said it earlier. People send me their bios, and I'll just be like, oh my goodness, these gifts we've all been given. But I like the people to hear from the people about who they are and why they're doing what they're doing. So go ahead and just share a little bit, sir.
All right. Well, as you said, my name is John Lewis. Like Tamika, I'm from the South as well. So I'm originally from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Good
And
boy. Yes,
and I moved up here when I was 11, my mother and I, and been up here ever since. I moved back and forth, but been up here ever since. Um, and yeah, kind of with the my product and my journey, it started when I was 11 back in Louisiana, right before we came up here, and looking through a history book, slave history book. We was in the library and flipping, and you see the pictures. And the one that got me was a lady, and they hung her, and she was pregnant, and they cut her belly, cut the fetus out. So that stumped me, and that affected me from 11 until 50, until last year. I didn't want to know about our history because of how much it upset me. And it upset me to the point where I would want to do something. But like if I go out and do something, somebody else is going to feel the, unexpected repercussion of it. And so it's like, okay, well, I just, I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to know it. And, obviously that hurt me because, I didn't get to learn about my people. And, last year I was like, well, I need to get over it, right? I need to figure out how to get over it. and because I'm 50 years old and I need to learn. And so, as I started, I was like, well, I'm a visual person. So I was like, I want a visual stimulant, right? So I was like, well, I'm gonna create myself I wanted the Harriet Tubman $20 bill. And so you're right, a woman. And so I went to Etsy, trying to get people to do it for me. And I was like, hey, can you do this $20 bill for me? They's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I was like, all right, I sent him the picture. And he's like, oh no, yeah, I can't do that. And I'm just like, so I did that about 5 times and I realized what was going on. So I was like, okay, I'll just come up with something for myself, right? I'll figure it out. And I'll start thinking about, well, I want to know about my ancestors, and there's some I don't know about, that we'll never know about. And then obviously Malcolm X popped into my head. And so I'm like, X, right? For all, your unknown name and our unknown people. And so I started out with an X, 1863, and the Louisiana map. And so that's how it all started. And, I was like, well, I wanted to start, keep adding things to it. And I'm like, well, I need to be complete with this. And, I need to add Texas and everybody in this. So, of course, I changed 1863 to 1865. And so once the necklace that I, came up with was done, I had it and it was my visual stimulant. And my wife, she said, well, you should start a business because somebody else might be struggling just like you, and you might be able to help them. And so I thought about that for a while because I've had a business before, about 20 some years ago I had a janitorial business. So, that's 24/7.
Right.
And so on top of my normal job that I do every day, my 8 to 5, 8 to 4, or whatever. And so riding one day and listening to this reggae song by a group named Revolution, named Courage to Grow. And, every single word in there spoke to me. And I was like, all right, I'm doing it. And so, here I am. Uh, hope that wasn't too long of an intro.
Matter of fact, it's a segue into Mr. Engineer. Can you pull that video up? Because you spoke about learning and sharing, and your wife said, do this because there's other people going through this journey and how it can help. And there's some ladies in this video that I want you to talk about a little bit too. Here we go.
Every symbol tells a story. The Black America crest isn't just a logo. It's a living reminder of who we are, what we've endured, and what we can become. When I was 11, I saw an image that never left me. A Black woman who had been brutally silenced. Her unborn child displayed as a warning. That moment filled me with fear of our history. For years, I avoided learning more because I didn't want to face the pain, but avoiding the truth only kept me stagnant. So I created a reminder for myself to face it. That reminder grew into the crest. It represents two things: memory and unity. It forces us to remember the countless sacrifices of our ancestors and honors the rights we stand on today. And it's a signal. When you see the crest on someone else, you know you're meeting family. No politics, no division, just connection. Unity begins with courage. A nod, a smile, a simple hello. That's how we rebuild trust and reclaim our power. The crest is not about separation. It's about knowing we belong to each other and we are stronger together.
Oh my goodness, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate. I saw a few ladies in the video. A little bit who those ladies were.
Yeah, so those ladies, the ones that you saw, it was me, another guy, and her. That was my daddy and my stepmama that was sitting down at the table. And the woman that was standing up with me, that was my mama. And so yeah, I sent the pictures to the guy. Shout out to Black Chronicles. If you're on any social media, please check out his AI Black History videos. They on point when pulling up information like reliable sources. He's one of the people, so you can believe what he's putting out. But yeah, so he put that together for me, and he was like, who do you want to be in the video? So I actually sent him a few more, but he wasn't able to get everything in. We was trying to keep it down, but of course he put the two main two main women in there, so I didn't get in trouble. Um, so um, so yeah, that's who they are.
I appreciate his work too. That was a beautiful video that he put. And I mean, just the expression that once someone was touching it, like they was just blessing that product that was laying on the table there. And you could feel the energy of everybody in that video. Now, there was a young man there. What was the significance of that young man that was reading?
So that was me at 11. So that was, me looking back on myself at 11 years old, looking through that history book in the library and seeing that image and and seeing, how much it shocked me. So that's who that was referencing.
Now, you also have a podcast too. And what I believe, people, if we network, there's nothing wrong with someone having their own platform and sharing about somebody else's platform. So we gotta change that thinking.
Hmm.
Change that thinking. And this young man has a platform. He just spoke about the other young brother. Well, what was his name again?
Where his handle is Black Chronicles, but his name is Ramos.
People, we have we have sources out here for us to network together and share with each other. There is nothing wrong with that. Let's stop that. Let's really stop that, people, because it's holding us back. It's not helping us. It's holding us back. But you also in your podcast, you were sharing about some different women. Let's share a little bit about some of the women. Mary Luthon.
Yeah, so before I get into the women, so what I do with my podcast is more of a storytelling.
Okay.
And so, it's 10 to 20 minutes long, and each episode highlights a lesser known Black individual throughout history, going all the way back to slavery. And so I'm highlighting the accomplishments, not the atrocities, because we're all aware of that. And so I'm highlighting things that they've done, they've accomplished, things that we're getting to enjoy today that we never knew about because of them. And so with that, it's accompanied with worksheets, K through 12, with the age appropriate questions. And so it's all free to download. With those questions, you have the answer key, and you have the resources where I found the information from if you want to dig deeper. And so, and I do each episode is one is a man, one is a woman. But this month, obviously, for Women's History Month, each episode is a woman. And as you were mentioning, and I'm going to read this because as I'm doing these podcasts, this is history that I'm learning. So I'm learning as I'm sharing, I'm learning. So it's fresh to me. So it might not be fresh to somebody else, but I want to make sure I don't mess up these women's, honor. So, yeah, Mary McLeod Bethune, she was my episode 9. She was an educator and national leader who built schools, advised presidents, and used education as a powerful tool to advance opportunity and leadership for Black Americans. And the one that just came out last Saturday, so they come out every Saturday. Septima Clark, she was my episode 10, and she was a civil rights educator who empowered thousands of Black Americans to vote through citizenship schools. I never heard of that until I did that podcast and taught literacy and civic rights. And so my next two coming out the next 2 Saturdays. One is Claudette Colvin. She was a 15-year-old girl with civil right who pioneered civil rights, who refused to give up her bus seat months before Rosa Parks and helped spark that legal challenge that ended the bus segregation. I thought that was interesting as well. And then last but not least, Lucy Parsons. Here she was a fearless labor activist who spent decades organizing workers and fighting for fair wages, justice, and dignity for the working class. And that one, I mean, all of them are good, but that one kind of stood out to me. She was up in Chicago, so it was kind of yeah, I'll just leave it for when the episode comes out.
Beautiful. I appreciate you and the fact that you shared, that you research. People, observation is one of our best teachers, but research is our best reward. And I appreciate you researching and you sharing your reward with us about through your research. It's powerful. It really is powerful. And the gift that you share with us and our viewers, people, whenever we can learn about us, because see, when we learn about us, we learn about everything. Y'all didn't catch that, viewers. When we learn about us, we learn about everything. do your research, you'll see what Mr. Tony was talking about. But sir, we just appreciate it. Now, you went into a clothing line now, right? Let's talk a little bit.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it started with the clothing line, and so of course, of course, the name of my company is X Known, as you see on my neck, and so real quick, X Known is obviously for all of our unknown ancestors we'll never know about, the ones who jumped ship on the way over here, the ones we'll never have proper records on, and obviously for the ones that we do know, and I created the Black America crest that you can see in the back, the logo, so that to be a visual stimulant that when people see it, that hopefully they want to continue remembering our ancestors, hopefully want to continue learning about our ancestors. And when you see somebody else with this on, you see a like-minded individual. So no matter, whatever your differences are, because I'm not another organization to join, I'm here to try to create simple communication. So, I'm not involved in any politics or religion, whatever it may be. We all have our own organizations and those are good. But I feel like sometimes there's a dividing line where it's like, well, I like my friend over there, but man, they such and such. Well, let's start trying to break down those barriers. It's like we all have something in common. And I feel like the more we talk about it, it can lead to wherever. I don't have the solution, but as far as for the outcome of everything, but if we all start to talk, and listen, then who knows what can happen, and breaking down the different barriers. So, like I said again, when you see somebody with it on, you can at least speak. Again, like to me, I'm from the South, so I grew up when I'm down there. I'm used to everybody nodding. Whatever it may be, they're gonna give you some type of acknowledgement when they pass you, and if they don't, well, they don't like you. But you're gonna get some type of acknowledgement, and for me, that's still hard up here to not have that, even talking, when I pass a black person and I'm like, hey man, how you doing? And they look, I'm just like, you gotta speak, right? Because you don't speak, there's a lot of assumptions going on. I can't tell you how many times, that I have assumed something about somebody here and in the South. And then, I end up talking to that person. I'm like, oh man, I gotta quit, assuming, right? I was like, I need to speak, I need to find out because I don't want to prejudge somebody right off of what I'm thinking because my thinking can be wrong and obviously it has been wrong. So yeah, with my clothing line, I have the X Known, I have my Black America crest, and then on the back of it I have, of course with the song I told you about, Courage to Grow. On the back, I have Find the Courage to Grow. And I put that there purposely because if you're out somewhere, and of course, when people see this logo, they're already thinking, oh man, Black Power this, Black Power that. But then it's like, take a minute to look. On the top, it says Find the Courage to Grow, and that applies to whoever's looking at it. And so it's like if somebody decides to speak to you after that in a derogatory form, I mean, you can just ignore them. So, and yeah, and here I see he's put up my logo, and you can see the meaning and everything. And I'll just go through it. As you can see, 1619. That was the first time a slave ship here arrived here in North America. Of course, 1865 in the hands when our ancestors were freed. And then you have the map of Africa. And then I put the map for the United States, but I only put the slave states there. So those are all the slave states. And then you have the actual slave ship. And I didn't know about again because I didn't know about a lot about our history. I just said when I Googled it, I said I wanted to have a silhouette of a slave ship, and it pulled up the La Amistad slave ship. And so I read about it, and it was I forgot how many slaves it were, but they overtook the ship, and they were trying to get the slave owners to sell them back to their home, but they ended up bringing them here to Connecticut. Since Connecticut was a free state at the time, they still jailed them, but then they won their freedom. And so, and I didn't know that. And I didn't know that there was a movie about it until I showed my friend what I was doing for my business. And as I was explaining this to him, he was like, yeah, man, like the movie. And I was like, what movie? And so he told me. So I went home that night and watched it. But that's how much out of touch I was with wanting to know about my history. It was that I didn't want to know. So, and then of course, X known for our unknown ancestors.
Oh my goodness, we appreciate it. Now, like I asked the other guests, and Miss Tamika reminded me, you speak to the women that motivated you. We know your wife because she said you need to do this. I'm glad you listened to her. But
Yeah.
go ahead, the women that I know when I ask people that question, it's such a general question, but speak to them, the women
Yeah,
that
well, I mean, honestly, every woman in my life, my stepmama, my mama, they both obviously raised me together, whichever household I was in. They both given me the qualities that I have, teaching me how to clean, all these different things. Like, oh yeah, yeah, and well, I don't know about up here, but down there you got chores to do. So
you gotta cook, you gotta know how to sew something, that hole get in that sock. You don't just throw the sock away. You better get a needle and thread and sew that joint. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, even my daughters, I want to be a good example, as a man. And so when I am whatever I'm doing, and I'm trying to set that example, and of course, that example comes, 50 or however many percent you want to give to it, to my mama and my stepmama. Of course, and then, looking at my grandma when she, how old she was, way she was raised, the things she didn't have, but the things she did teach me, just because she didn't have something. My aunts, I grew up at my aunt's house during the summertime, out in the country, running around. All of my women in my life, right? I respect them all. I love them all, and they all deserve, all the good things that that come to them. So it's when they say it take a village, it definitely took a village for me, because I wasn't always a part of the solution. So I'll just say it that way.
Some
So
kind of
yeah.
Big Mama helped you to become part of the solution, no, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they definitely made sure.
Yeah,
You
Big
know,
Man, I hear you. I hear you. And it's amazing. I was sharing with somebody the other day, and I said, it's amazing how they could go to the cupboard, and the cupboard would look bare to us, but they would go to that cupboard and a little pinch of this and a little pinch of that, and it was a whole meal.
hmm
It was a whole meal. I mean, it's just how, and see now, because you mentioned they taught it, because I was taught to clean, how to cook. I value all of that, how to respect. And so I hear you and I feel you, exactly what you're saying. And we as a people, sometimes we forget about it does take a village in some kind of way. And Miss Pressure talks about that in one of her books, The Disconnect, some kind of way. But now we're in a space where we can start connecting back. And your gift through the history, through your product, is a way for us to connect back to. And like you said, create a conversation.
Yeah, and to the point what you were bringing out earlier about, like you highlight my podcast on your show, and not everybody not being afraid to highlight each other, and and that's what that's one of the main things that I do. That's why I brought out my God Black Chronicles. I think he was one of the first ones I reached out to, and I said, hey man, I want to highlight you on my website. I say I just I want to get permission from you. I know I can do it, but just copy and paste the link. But I want you let you know I'm doing it, and I'm giving you the the recognition, and I'm not charging you for that, right? It's like I want to again share the knowledge, and that's what that page is called, share the knowledge. So it was him, and I have about 9 other links on there, and they're all like AI Black History videos that these people are putting out, and it's good work. And every single video I've seen, I've never known about that person, right? And so I went a step further, and I asked them if I could create worksheets for those videos. And so the same way I'm doing with the podcast, with my worksheets that's free to download. I have the worksheets over there. I created some for a few of their videos. And so, all of that is free to download, because, knowledge should be free. And that's the way I'm structuring my business here is, obviously my clothing line, I want to sell clothes, but the podcast and everything, is free because I want, this to get into, after school programs, everything like that. And I'm splitting it now, and I'm starting up a nonprofit right now so that I can have my nonprofit take care of any, financial needs for my podcast and things like that. And I want to be able to go into the school and do interactive sessions with the kids and talk with them. So, and just trying to keep the podcast and the clothing all connected together, right? Because if I'm not just trying to be another Black Power, this or that. I want to be Black Power in real time. So when people are uh, looking at my podcast, they hopefully going in and doing the worksheets with their kids, and then they go and buy the clothing. And if somebody asks them, "Hey, what is X known? Or what is the Black America crest?" They say, "Oh, well, I'm listening to XCast, Voices of the Unforgotten, and I'm learning about Henry Box Brown. I'm learning about Lucy Parsons, Claudette Colvin." Things of this nature and what they've done. They start telling them about what they've done and say, well, that's why I'm wearing this, because that's what this represents. Right. And so now, the people can feel good about what they wearing, not that they just went and spent some of their money on something that's saying, oh, power to the people. Right. Well, no, let's have education with it. Right. So that's where that's what I'm trying to create here.
I appreciate your gift. I appreciate you sharing it with it. And it's your platform, Straight Talk TV. And let's just keep sharing, people. Let's keep sharing and putting the work in at the same time. And you touched on something. What I know, it is a fact. We're not just doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for the young people that's coming behind us. It's not all about us, folks. But again, we thank you. We appreciate you. Let us know whatever we can do. Straight Talk is your platform to be blessed with, to share your gift with, and to bless our viewers. And if you can later on provide me some of those folks' names, let's get them on. Let's share. Let's keep this going, however platforms and however we can do it. I'm there. I'm there. Appreciate you.
Will do.
Thank you. Be blessed, people. We've just been honoring the women, and we have had some guests that share. And people, again, I don't take this for granted. I appreciate each and every one of you that permit me to be on your phone, your tablets, in your home, on your podcast, however you view us, and sending me the questions, the DMs on Facebook. Hey, can you find something about this? Who's doing this? Who's doing? And we're on the journey to get that information to all of you. Again, Straight Talk Show is the show that cares about you. And I want to thank our guests, Miss Ava, the 3.8 Clackamas High School student that's on her way to Spelman, multi-millionaire caller, Miss Precious Shepherd, for sharing her new book with us, Mr. Mika Herbert for sharing her book and her seminars that's coming up with us, and Mr. John Lewis for sharing his product and how he put it together. And again, I'm glad you listened. Yeah. Peace. Again, people, before we close out, we don't close. We just say Straight Talk TV is the show that cares about you, where the information comes from you, the people, to the people. Tell somebody you love them. Say hello. They don't holler back at you. That's okay. You put that energy out. People, it's a marathon. Let's keep doing it. We're obligated. Can't stop, won't stop. All right. Talk to everybody soon. Mr. Engineer, go ahead, sir.
1, 2, 3.